Live on
Man,
the
Awesome.
Dope and Tape
Awesome.
Show. Welcome.
Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. We have Nick here from Virginia, pipe fitter.
with
We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook. And man, guys, we want to thank you all so much for all the support. We were not expecting this. We were just trying to make a community, and it's turning out to be like a movement. And our whole goal here is to get people liking and being interested in the sprinkler industry, the fire protection industry. We want to be like the electricians and the plumbers. We want to be referenced in high schools. We want to be referenced in middle schools. This is such an amazing industry. We're pandemic proof. We're recession proof, and we want to share it, man. It's changed so many people's lives. I know it has me and Bobby's life, and we want to share that with the rest of the world. So thank y'all for watching, and thank you, Nick, for coming on.
mhm.
Well said, Brian.
Thanks. So, Nick, who got you in? Because no one really applies. So, who got you in?
Well, I was volunteering at my local fire department. I'd volunteered there when I got, into high school.
Hmm.
Uh, but a buddy of mine worked for the sprinkler company, and he said, "We're hiring, more money."
Yeah.
At least I was working at, so I'm like, "All right." So actually, him and another guy, two of us applied. We started the same day.
Right. Right.
So,
Wow. And when you started, do you know anything about fire protection, like as far as sprinkler?
well, well, being in the fire department, I knew about the common sprinklers. Yeah, I knew.
How they kind of work?
Yeah, I knew how they kind of worked.
What was
Right.
your first day like?
My first day, I remember it because I came in there, the shop, 6 o'clock in the morning, and new guy. But I had to work at a paper mill, and I had to do their little safety thing online, and
Hmm.
I was actually working night shift. So,
Dang.
Night
so
shift on your
Well,
first day?
yeah, I had to
Wow.
go in the morning to do the safety training, and
0 to
me.
100 right there.
yeah, right.
Took years to
Jeez.
get working at
Do
night.
you remember your first day, Bobby?
Whew. So I was on the job young as a kid. It was like family time. We'd be on the job site. I'd be driving around the vehicles or doing my remote control cars. My first day ever. Yeah, my dad was like the boss, so to speak, at where I started. So they were giving it to me. They made me cut a piece of 6-inch Schedule 40 with the four-wheel cutter. Not too bad. They got that one. It was a Schedule 10 job. They brought that one piece of Schedule 40 just for me to cut and
Yeah,
and groove. Um, which I was thankful for. The kind of torture, I guess, if you would. But we were at a college
And we
dorm.
all
We were
get it.
adding sprinklers to an existing college, which was kind of like the specialty at the time. It was mostly steel risers and steel all the way to the dorm floors, and then we would transition to plastic. We'd have plastic crews with chop saws on Baker stagings, and I was in charge of the steel down in the tunnels, running all the mains and drilling floor stands. It was nice because it was a back road ride, and Pops kind of drove me in. I was 18.
Oh man, so I remember my first day officially. Um, because before that I was 16. So,
Well,
you
actually,
know,
yeah, sorry, no, that was a lie. I
I
wasn't
was what,
18. That was in
15,
between. It was
16?
before senior year when I was doing that job. Junior year of high school, we had summer break. I worked. That's the job. So I was like probably 17.
I was 20
So, yeah, me too.
20?
when I started because I remember my foreman. I turned 21. He took me out.
Oh,
That's awesome.
that is awesome. They did that for me too. The guys all took me out. I mean, obviously, like most people have already been to the bar or had a beer before they were 21, but it was an experience to just go to the bar and be able to give them the ID. You're 21
Yeah.
with all the guys.
Oh, I got a
So
question.
what about your first day?
Jeez.
I interrupted
Yeah.
you, Brian.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my first day when I was younger was pretty cool. I just was pulling wire. I didn't know what I was doing. So I was just pulling wire on a fire alarm job. They kind of stuck me wherever they needed an extra guy. I was getting paid cash under the table, kind of thing. My first day officially, like employed by a company. Um, I don't really remember my first day, but I remember the first time I ran a threaded machine is that it almost broke my hand. So,
And then it
um,
between the
oof,
rent.
bro, all right, I didn't know anything. They didn't tell. He didn't tell me. It's like, watch me do this, and this is how you do tape, and this is how you do dope, and blah blah blah. And then that's it.
So
I was like,
fast.
okay, yeah, right.
One lesson.
So when I started, get back into it officially, my father said, "Hey, you're not coming to work at my company. You got to go somewhere else and earn your stripes, and then you can come." You know,
Oh, good shit.
um, yeah, yeah. So I went to another company that was not affiliated with my father at all, and the foreman was one of my dad's old employees, and I got a spot with him, so I rode in with him every day. So my first time running a threaded machine, I at the time I was married and I had a wedding ring, right? And yeah, no, mine was not rubber. Thank goodness that day it was tungsten. So we didn't have a foot pedal. You just do whatever you got to do, right? So we turned it on with a switch, and
Oh
I was
boy.
holding it. Yeah, yeah, I was holding it, right? And then it got tight. I didn't know it was gonna get tight. So then my wedding ring in my hand was between the bar and the pipe wrench, and I'm like trying to reach over and turn it off, and then my foreman comes over and grabs the wrench, pulls it up, pushes me out of the way, and turns it off, and then cusses me out.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like,
he
"You don't know
s-
what the fuck you're
set
doing,
you up with
man."
a stupid machine.
I was like, "Geez, dude, this almost took my hand off."
First time chat, Fiore, yo, what up? It's the
What's
guy
up,
that's
man? Thanks for
it's
coming in.
servicing the shit show that we
I
built
can't.
over in Boston for him, keeping you busy. That was the plan.
I can't see the comments.
So the comments you're on your phone right now on the Zoom, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so unless you had another device to watch on Twitch, I'll just read you the
The
comments.
Georgia boys.
Cause the comments are on Twitch, but you're part of the show right now. Hold
Yeah,
that
I got.
hold that thing steady, big dog.
Yeah. Oh, I got. Looks
Look
like
at
you
him
need
go.
another
Is
one,
making
man.
anybody
Looks
thirsty?
like you. Looks like you. I want one
You might need
now.
another one.
Jeez.
All the overtime fucking now. I love that job. Oh, another first time chat. Sushi dog. Let's go.
Let's
George BC
go.
the Spring
Yeah.
says fucking Georgia guys. He's from Virginia, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. Nick's from Virginia.
Oh, and
Um.
Brian's from Georgia.
Yeah. 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 Oh, here's another one. As an apprentice, what's your worst day on the job? Like it just absolutely sucked.
I hate putting up.
About. Huh? Go
I said.
ahead, Nick.
I said I hate putting up hangers.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
like
do.
shooting them? Oof.
Oh no, we don't even. Our company that I was with, they didn't even have a gun.
So what? You're
Really?
drilling hammer drill?
You'll just drill it.
Yep.
Hammer
You
drill.
just like cover your face and
That's the most part we do now. Luckily, you can get a vacuum on those Milwaukee hammer
Yeah.
drills.
We just got
Um,
a shop vac and a piece of plastic.
oh, pipe. That's better. Hey, it's better than nothing. You just before you start
yeah.
drilling, if you're doing the metal pan, right before you get to the concrete, you just take a deep breath in, and then you just exhale at that drill, and you blow all the dust away as you drill it. That's the trick.
Wear your Carhartt so it breaks them in.
Or you just get a vacuum. You probably have a vacuum drill now. I think it's required. I think it's a requirement now by OSHA to have a vacuum on your drill.
Since when?
I want to say this year.
Oh wow.
They're pushing it hard up here. The job we just did, 4,600 sprinkler heads, we hammer drilled every fucking hanger.
Be like,
There's a lot of hangers.
we're down here.
Is he sponsored by Michelob Ultra? No, but we could. We should.
Yeah.
I
If
was
you know a
talking
rep,
about
let us know.
Brian and his machine story. Oh yeah, Georgia boys. Yeah, it sucked.
All right. So
2001.
now the vacuum drills. How expensive are those things?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't paid for it, but it you
Jeez.
can get the ones that run off of the battery that's attached to the hammer drill. So you're putting like two devices on that one battery, or you get the hammer, you get the vacuum that has its own little battery.
I
We
think
just
that has
got
to be heavy.
drill.
No, it's not. It's light. I got one in the
Oh
van.
yeah.
I'll post it.
Yeah, I never used
Every
one
hammer drill
before.
has them now. Milwaukee makes a great one, and it slides on and it slides off, and it has a little filter you can bang out
So BC said it's like $300.
just for the attachment.
So
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. It doesn't fit in all
Yeah,
spots. If you're in a little spot, it won't fit.
definitely saves you, man. Dust freaking goes everywhere, you
The
know?
dust. Well, it stops it
put
from
your
going all over you too, even the metal shavings.
put your mask on, dog.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
I got I call it the dust ash, and I go like this,
Yeah.
and it filters the mustache just filters out all the dust for me. It's called the dust ash. I trademark
Grow a
that.
Bobby,
beard.
hey
Grow a beard.
Bobby, what was the worst apprentice like day?
The worst apprentice day. So that I would go back to probably my flood story, where I broke the head.
Oh yeah.
That was my worst day, which I could tell that story again because we haven't told it on this show, where I was working 115 miles away from home. One was one way. That's how far me and my father were traveling. But my dad had the day off to go get cancer treatment this day. So I went in the apprentice. There was another journeyman on site, but I was doing what I was doing all week, and that was tightening in heads that were too low. All the concealed
Yeah.
heads, not all of them, but a good majority of them. Whoever piped the ones I was tightening, everyone that person piped was just enough so the plate wouldn't touch. The plate wouldn't make contact, and they didn't like that shadow that it was casting. So I was going around my breaker bar and that head wrench baby, and I was just pumping it till it was flush until I met one that was already pumped, maxed out, and it was on a cheater. And I gave it a little one of these, and
Yeah.
that fucker broke.
Boom.
And I was locking in the systems when I was doing it. Like that's what we were just locking in the systems for safety. If I had locked in the wrong system, and so the thing's going off. It filled the trash barrel in a second. That
Yeah.
I bet.
and you can't put the slam valve in because the cheaters broke off in there, and it's like the sheetrock, and they were moving in futons and everything, man. It was they were it was a loaded dormitory, and luckily the
Jeez.
bathroom was right there, and the way the shower was set up, it all went to one floor drain. So that was kind of a little bit of a savior, and my father drilling into my head to always have a hacksaw because all the valves were locked. The butterflies had those little spin discs, those little plastic discs on them with the master lock, and then they had
Yeah.
the drains were all locked because it was a dormitory. So, and the fitter being in the pump room to shut the fire pump on and then come look for me once he heard that baby fire up. He's just running the stairwell, yelling my name. I'm like, I need rags and
Jeez.
vacuums and everything. And
Oh my
that
gosh.
was I was completely wet, because
Yeah, you had to
I
be.
was so soaked, and I think all that we had in the van, we were in a pickup truck, a single cab, 8 foot bed pickup truck. That's what we drove at that company, and all that we had in there was my father's extra sweatshirt. So I was like, just sat in that nasty water for that long ride home. I didn't have the guts to tell pops.
I always have a change of clothes.
Yeah, well, I
But
do.
the one,
After that experience, I
yeah,
did.
yeah.
You
All
gotta,
sprinkler guys should have a change of clothes.
yes,
Yeah,
change of
there's one day
clothes.
I didn't. I have a giant water bottle, right? Big like Yeti, thing, and I picked it up, and then like I accidentally dropped it, and then just water all over me. And that was the one day that I didn't have
Blow out
a change
Bobby.
of clothes. Blow up, Bobby.
I don't want that to be trending. Don't say that. Oh, Fiore says we pulled a live head in the buttery south end. Two systems in the basement. If you're ever there. Whew.
Luckily,
Jeez.
that flood story. You want me to tell?
Oh yeah. Let me hear your flood story. That's right.
Mm. That happened 2 miles from my house. So my wife brought me clothes. I changed in the
Uh,
Really?
bathroom.
All right, start the flood from the top. Let's see it. How'd the day
yeah,
go?
yeah. What happened?
What'd you do?
All right, it was a mechanical tee, uh, snaplet. You know, we don't really use them uh, silver Mac tees that much, and I got used to the orange ones, drilling the holes. The hole, the
The orange mechanical tees have that little the inlet
yeah,
that fits in the hole.
yeah, well, the hell am I trying to say? The saw you need
Hole
is
saw.
yeah is half-inch bigger than the hole saw size. So that's where I messed up. I drilled a half-inch hole on that little silver one. So
Oh,
Oh.
and it was 175 pounds with the jockey pump on. So I had a hydro the next day. Uh, Pumped it up to 175, and it was drip, drip. So I got my ratchet. It's like, let me tighten it,
Those
and
ones are cast, right? The little silver ones you're talking about, I think, are the ones that are cast,
yeah.
and they just break.
Well, well, luckily my helper, he knew where the floor drain was and control valve, because I had already, control. I can basically controlled the floor, so I could pump it up just 15 pounds.
Oh, I gotcha.
But
Yeah, so those
yeah.
those Victaulic
Jeez.
mechanical tees are almost always, if you're drilling a Victaulic mechanical tee, you say you want like an inch and a half. It has an inch and you're drilling a 3 by inch and a half. You should be having a 2 inch hole. Is what he's saying. It's always like a half inch bigger.
yeah, it's a half-inch bigger with
It's a
them
half
orange,
inch bigger with the orange Victaulics. But then when you switch to the cheesy, pretty
the
sure it's
cheap ones.
China made, you want like an inch and 3/16 on that one probably.
Yeah,
And they change a little bit. And they're also cast, where the Victaulic ones, I think they're steel. Those babies hold.
and the fucking designer, it was drawn, showed a head, and it was the add and relocate. So I'm the kind of guy, I don't really know code or nothing. I know, this, and I know basic shit. I know get the job done. Yay! It
Yeah,
showed
yeah, yeah.
it showed a head like in a soffit, like over here. And the GC, he was like younger than me, and an arrogant guy. It was middle of COVID. Keep your mask on. Stay back. That kind of guy.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Keep your hard hat on. I'm above the ceiling. That kind of guy.
My favorite. So what'd you say to that the head in the soffit? You just eliminated it? You're like, fuck that head.
Well, no. Apparently, that's where the refrigerator went, and the soffit was like,
Oh,
you know,
you gotta.
that. So, and that's what I drilled the mechanical T for. So I'm like,
So when you tighten that mechanical T, did it snap off completely once you put your ratchet on it?
I got pictures of it.
Oh wow. All right. Well, we'll post those after. But so that baby blew off completely right on you?
Yep, and I was trying to hold 175 pounds. That's why I got black face and
So
That was
you just
like serious
so
black
you just
water,
had you
like
just had an
100%
outlet.
black
You just
water.
had an open hole on a branch line. And what?
Yeah,
And
like
what? You tried to put your belly on it? Oh, you're holding it with your hands?
yeah, no
Crazy.
belly.
Oh shit! Don't drop us.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to charge you.
Oh. Oh man, that's great. I can picture it.
Jeez. I got
Yeah.
one for you. I got a story for you where I don't know if I count it as flooded. So there's a pre-action valve um, right when you walk into the waiting room in a closet, right? And this facility holds documents. That's what they do. So it's one
Sure.
pre-action valve for this whole building to hold documents, paper documents. Um, and thankfully, what blew out was in the riser room. We're doing a full trip, right? So I send the fire alarm guy all the way to the other side to open the drain when I tell him to open the drain, right? And I'm at the pre-action. So I once he gets in position, I um, I start my timer on my end and tell him to start his timer on his end and open up the drain. So all right, go ahead, open up the drain. So I'm waiting there, just kind of watching the air gauge, go down, and it tripped. Boom. Well, when it was going through the trim, there's a T there, and on the other side of the T was a little pinhole that blew out even more. So there's this water shooting, and I'm waiting for him. I'm on the radio with him, telling him, "Okay, well, let me know when you get it." And my other hand's like holding on to it, and like water's like spewing everywhere, and I'm just trying to get the reading. So this isn't for nothing. And it's just, I mean, water freaking everywhere. And then he said, "All right, I got it." I said, "Okay, hurry back and bring a bucket." And then click. And then I'm like both hands like holding as hard as I can, trying to get this tea to not spray water everywhere. And I'm soaking wet, man. And then I called my boss and was like, "Hey, bring me this part so I can fix it." And in the meantime, I took the CVRE guy and my fire alarm guy to lunch. Because I wasn't even an hourly guy, I was salary. I
Woo!
was that was yeah, I was managing the property and the account. I just happen to know how to
Just
do it.
jumped in. So Sushi says that Sushi Dog says he cupped 115 pounds for 10 minutes with his palm. A lot of people
You
were
have to
calling that mechanical T China.
yeah, you have to switch your hands when you hold back that much
The
pressure.
maintenance
It
had
kills you.
to unlock the door to a separate incoming that we had zero knowledge about while trying to certify the building. Dang.
Yeah, it's those hidden rooms, hidden risers. You get a lot of that at hospitals,
I hate when the
as you know,
maintenance guys.
Bobby.
I hate when the maintenance guy says it's shut down, bro. Oh,
Huh.
I do. So I
Did have another flood, basically, the GC.
field trip. Where are we going?
Uh, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just. Go ahead. I'm just fucking with you. Keep going.
To the
uh,
fridge for
I
more
don't,
Oh,
more
field
beer.
trip to get some beer, baby. Fucking love it.
the G. It was at Walmart. The GC was like, "I think this is the right one." Uh, we were, uh,
Check out my
just
cup.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we were taking a drop out of a cooler for Walmart because they were taking the cooler, replacing the cooler. So, and we were going to put a globe valve right there. And so when they came back, there were three systems in the back and two in the front. And when my foreman at the bottom uh, pulled it down, fucking boom. And I fucking was like, oh,
You
I
can
just
swear.
shut up globe valve up there. By the time I got it in there, didn't have no tape on it. Tape or dope.
Tapered. But you got it back in with pressure coming out?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Damn.
That's a feat.
Hey, Bobby, what happened today? Didn't you say something crazy happened?
Yeah, so I was back at that. I was back where the two systems. It's like a little bit fed off of dry and a little bit fed off of wet. So right off the bat,
Yeah,
we went
yeah.
in with the plan. We I'm like teaching the maintenance guys and the building guys. They hold sprinkler licenses and they kind of take after the building, but when they see a dry valve, they might not be so sure. So I want to make sure they know how it operates and how they should be shutting it off if they ever had to. And I also have Coupon, the apprentice that's about to be a fitter. So I teach them how to do the shut down the dry valve, so we don't have to open the plate at the end of the day or refill it with the fill cup. And we
Yeah.
drain the only 6-inch riser that we could see. It's an alarm. It has a flow switch. I'm like, all right, well, it must do this whole place, which is like there's a little bit of a garage, a little bit of a loading dock, and like 2 stories. So it was kind of logical that it might have done the whole place. So we drained it. We waited for everything to drain. Coupon took the heads out of the dry system, put the pendants, put them to upright. When we went over to the wet system, man, that drop's pressurized. It's foamy, and
Oh
we
no.
went back and it's shut down. And so come to find out, it's like it's one off. You got one shut off, OS and Y, down where I was, or butterfly, and then when it goes to another section, it has a check valve in its own flow. So we were drained, but we were checked in on our side. And
Wow.
I was like on the other side of the campus getting another little job going, and Coupon calls and he goes, I don't know, this doesn't feel right. I don't feel like I want to pull it. And I'm like, well, then don't pull it. I'm on my way. And I went down there, man, and just so happy that he knew not to pull it. Shout out to Coupon.
Wow.
I call him Coupon because he's almost a sprinkler fitter. But we're still,
Coupon.
So
but he's still at the end of his apprenticeship, so we get him for like, you know, Coupon.
so we had a question. If we talked about our preference for dope and tape yet on the podcast. Oh, not on the podcast. Jeez, I keep catching myself say that.
The
You know,
show,
it's a
baby.
show. It's a live
You
show.
call it whatever you want.
All right, so
Oh, have you guys
geez,
discussed dope and tape preference?
use
Right.
permabond.
Don't have leaks. Hand tight. Permabond, hand tight. Hold back 200 pounds. Even if you have shitty threads.
Jeez,
And you're never going to get it out. Well, you get it
nah,
out.
man,
You're going to fucking
super dope and tape. Super dope and tape.
super dope and
That's
tape.
what I was taught
Dope and
anyway.
tape. So whatever, I mean, I've been at a few different shops and each one of them has literally used a completely different type of dope. And one company I
Yeah.
was at, I've never seen it before since this company, and it was a tub of gray, and it said fucking sprinkler dope on it. And it's the only one that ever had the word actual sprinkler on it, and it was like it was gray and sticky, and we used to take the FPP white stuff and dump it in and mix it and make like a mixture of it, and it would be much better. But I always do
Whoa.
dope, and then I do tape, and that's how I always
Yeah,
do
I
it.
just think it's cleaner. My opinion. I just think it's clean.
Put a little cutting oil in the dope.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
That was the other trick. A little cutting oil in the dope, lube it up. It
Yeah.
comes with it in it, most of it. If you let it sit for long enough, you'll see it rise to the top, unless it's permabond or super dope.
Yeah. I've only used super dope.
Rector seal dope and then tape. I hate the sticky shit.
Rectisil.
Doped in, yeah, that's what we use where I'm at. Super sticky. It's like I think it's I don't think it's full permabond. We call it it's super dope, but I think that's
Super
like
dope, baby.
it's a mixture because it comes in like a homemade can.
Yeah.
They fill it at the
So
shop.
I do want to get some feedback from our viewers. If
All
anybody,
it's 10 of them, baby.
yeah, if anybody knows anything about, let's see, what is it? Fire Tech, their fire pump class is a master class, master for maintenance and service. I'm debating on taking that early next year. It's over $4,000. It's a week long, class. So for that amount of money, I just want to make sure that I'm learning some things. It says master class, so I just hope
Where is it at?
hope it is. They're coming here to Atlanta, so I don't have to travel anywhere.
Oh,
So
that's
that's
cool.
cool.
That is
That's
cool.
an airplane ride for me.
Yeah, yeah. What is it? 8 hour drive to Virginia from Atlanta, I think.
That 8 hours go to Florida. My dad's from Florida.
Okay, so it was what, 5?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the Australians call it hemp and soap, or rope and soap, and then some guys were saying that they don't use they take the strands of the rope, and it's really not rope, it was cotton. I'm not really sure what they do. What do they say? Over the
That's
pond.
interesting.
I like dope
So
and tape,
BC,
baby. Just
there
seal
we
the threads.
go.
Let's just seal the threads.
So BC, so you were thinking of the company named Fire Troll. So Fire Troll is a fire pump controller manufacturer. Um, well, what I'm talking about is Fire Tech. So it's like a school for fire protection that's not attached to a union or anything. They're just like a private company that's it's a school. I've heard really good things about it, and in fact, a lot of my friends, they they take the NICET testing with them, and they say it does great. Helps them pass it, and it's online based. You can take it as many times as you want, and it really helps. So I highly recommend the Fire Troll, Fire Troll shit, the Fire, huh?
Fire Tech.
Yes, thank you.
Fire
The
tech.
Fire Tech class for NICET. It's awesome. It's worth
Yeah,
the money.
Chris, I think you're thinking of Fire Troll. They make the jockey pump panels
Yeah.
and the fire pump controllers.
Speaking of Fire Troll, we need to get a Fire Troll guy on here.
Yeah, where they at? I have a couple Fire Troll contacts. I don't know if I wanna phone a friend. I got one
Yeah.
very reliable Fire Troll guy. You probably would come on, I
Fire
bet.
Troll is awesome. Those guys who work for Fire Troll, the reps and stuff, they're incredible.
They know that panel, man. Just call them up.
Dude.
Call them up. Push this, push that. Put the new panels. You can get everything inside that new panel just by a push. Whatever you want.
Hmm.
It's all automated.
Yeah, yeah. So what are you doing now, Nick? You said that you got out of fire protection.
Yeah, I'm actually working at 84 Lumber.
Lumber guy.
Okay.
Actually, it's their truss plant.
It's the best lumber guy they got.
Hell yeah, dog. Throwing that wood.
Well, do you like working there? You like that?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
So what's good with this? Let's get you back into sprinklers, no?
Yeah.
I ain't got a driver's license.
Yeah, we'll pick you up. We'll get someone to pick you up.
Fuck.
We gotta find an apprentice in your area. What about your
My,
neighbor?
Hmm.
Huh?
my goddamn. My brother's a foreman. And that
Oh,
and that damn company won't hire me. They're
oh,
like,
bastards.
get your driver's license.
Oh man.
Oh, I never got to the point of the story that I was getting to with the so that thing was we realized that it was locked in because of the check valve. So I cranked it back, dropped back in. I found a low point that was piped out. I just seen from the inside that it was piped outside. And listen, I had my van right there. And so I opened it a little bit and I heard that it was pretty good flow. So I sent Coupon to go look. And at that point, I'm trying to put on a show for him, so I have it pinned. The 1-inch ball valve was probably 100 pounds locked in. I just pinned it. Come to find out, some jackass had hit the inspector's test outside. And the first thing that happens when someone does that, the fitting flies off, but the pipe and the threads were all bent, and it was like a perfect. It was aiming right at the van, and it was the nastiest water, and it just it.
All over the
So
van.
the apprentice, Coupon comes running in, and he's like, shut it off!" And then so I'm thinking like, shit, maybe there was a person right there. Maybe we just like soaked somebody walking by, and he's like, "You're painting the van," and it's just like, by the time it was all dripping off. Then by the time I made it home, it didn't just spray off. I had to scrub it.
Jeez.
It was stuck on there. Sight to see.
That's a day. Hey, look, we're going to get another beer.
Douche my field trip.
Yeah. Oh, the pipers.
Oh, what do you drill little holes in it?
No, that's yeah.
Weight
Like
reduction?
no to know it's mine.
I figured.
Okay.
Oh, I hate their new jockey pump controllers. Chris does not like Fire Troll's jockey pump controllers. The jockey pump controller I love. It's depending on how it's set up. It's the electronics of it. it does take a while to be like, hey, like I need some water. Oh no, never. I don't need any more because it's supposed to shut off at 300, and mine will go like 320 because by the time that the controller sends the signal to the pump, it's already over 300.
He's saying Rosemont is the go-to for any
Yep,
fire pump controller.
yep.
I
For
don't
any
know if
fire
I'm
control. So that's who that's who my contact is from.
Rosemont.
Yeah,
Hmm. Is
great guys.
that like a up north
What hand
guy?
soap do you guys use? I got these. I don't know what the names are. I'll post them tomorrow. But they don't have a scent, and they came from They came from Home Depot. I'm gonna shout out Home Depot, and I think they're called Dude Wipes. They're huge.
Dude,
They're
why?
huge. They're like this big, and it's non-scented, and it will take everything right off. And then
He's saying hand soap.
since I'm yeah
Um,
hand soap. I don't really do soap because then I have since I'm in the hospital, I have a hand sanitizer dispenser hanging behind me, and I can just
I never got my hands super dirty. I've always wore gloves.
yeah,
You know,
they get
I
dirty.
know sometimes when you do the
Once my
I mean,
hands
sometimes I clean on the inside. You know.
yeah, once my hands get dirty, if I do happen to get
Oh,
my hands dirty, I'm reluctant to put my gloves
huh.
on because then the inside of the gloves just get dirty. So then I just leave the gloves
Yeah,
off and you just fuck your hands up. But for
yeah,
years and years and years, I went by I'm not a mitten fitter, and I wouldn't wear gloves because that's like how Pops did it. That's how a lot of the guys out here do it. Gloves kind of just started to become a thing.
yeah. Those rubber gloves, I used those for years. And then the rubber gloves that with the grips that Bobby has on his link
Yeah,
on
I
his
love
for
them
his
things.
Amazon on his Instagram. That's the same ones I used, and they're awesome.
They are, and
And they're thick too. They're like 9 mil or something like that.
they'll rip you. You can rip them, but it's the best rubber glove that you can get. If
I agree, hands
if
down.
I know I was going to be doing mains or branch lines and not having to do any cutting oil for an extended period of time, I would wear Maxi Flex gloves.
Yeah. So I have a pack of Maxi Flex.
Oh wow, they just popped off in here.
Yeah.
The one I'm thinking does the same thing, Bobby. Wicked smart.
What kind of
Hands
gloves do
up.
you use while you
Wipes
do
work.
plastic? I use disposable.
Fuck
So the same
gloves.
orange gloves that Bobby used, I use those. I use just the disposable ones for the plastic.
Fucking peeled paint off my hand.
Oh, oh, you're talking
What's
what? Cotton
plastic?
gloves, Brian?
No, no, I use the disposable, the orange ones.
Oh, okay, yeah, the same
It'll
ones.
Yeah, when I'm doing that. Yeah.
Blaze Master on the skin, no fun. So I got a story
Ugh,
about
no.
plastic. What about Sharpies in plastic? You guys heard about that?
no.
No,
We
what's up with
we'd
that?
have to the dude that was
Initial your name and stuff?
No.
yep.
So when we do plastic on a big job, we fabricate it backwards, if that makes sense. Not fabricate it backwards so we start at the end of the line, but opposed to having your T way 10 feet away and you can't gun it out and you would need a partner, that the end of the piece is always plain. Someone always has the branch that hanger up above you and you stab the end and you got the T for the last piece right in front of you and you glue it on and you gun it out. And whoever's fabbing it is labeling it with a Sharpie. That's how it was for a little bit, but they found out that Sharpie eats through it. So everywhere that they were writing, it was eating through it.
Hey, dude,
Also,
I put Sharpie all over some plastic.
yep. So then anywhere that the electrician's IT wire or any of that wire that's not Romex basically that has like that rubbery plastic film, if it's touching the CPVC, it will eat through it.
Oh well. They'll
Jeez,
So we
that's
ended up we
Sharpie the
ended up having
crap.
to get
I mean,
stickers. You would write on the sticker and then you would put the sticker on the pipe. No
I
Sharpies.
used to when I would do my measurements, I would just hit it with a Sharpie line. Boom,
Boom.
that's where I cut it.
But
Yeah, so
writing
I
on
did
it,
that for a
they
long
would
time.
put
Yeah.
whatever piece three, and they would write the measurement with a T. And then I guess there was being leaks wherever they were writing.
So there's a building. It's one of my contracts. Really good people. That building was installed like it was built I think 13 years ago, right? and and then out of nowhere, a dry fitted coupling just blew out,
Mm.
flooded it. The general manager, she FaceTimed me. I was at the gym, and I saw her face, and all I did was like look past her, and I was like, oh shit, I'll call you back.
What'd
And
you
I
do?
just called the fitters. I called the pipe fitters, like, hey, how far away are you? How far away are you? Thankfully, two guys were at the office, which is like 15 minutes away. I was like, y'all roll right now.
Go,
And
go,
I was
go.
just like FaceTimed her, and I just see water just coming through the ceiling and the light fixtures, and I was like, oh man. I think I have some clips of that on my Instagram, and I'll share it to my story.
Oh, that'd be awesome. It's always good having someone
Just
to be able to call. I got one guy that lives right near Boston. I'm an hour away if there's an emergency. And I could
yeah,
probably get there in 45 if I'll put my little light on and pretend that I'm important. I put a strobe
If
light
you
in the van just in case. What'd you say, Nick?
if you're Paul Revere,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll get there wicked fast,
Oh
kid.
man.
Well, I got a guy, a trusted guy that lives nearby, and that would be my go-to. I'd call him up and be like, hey, I call him all the time.
He says that the spray
Sneed.
HVAC in solution on the CPVC is what's been making leaks.
The HVAC spray installation on series was making leaks. That's your one. Oh yeah, those bastards. In 10 years, that creates service work. That's it, and that's what a lot of guys say. Stickers are gonna eat through it in ten years. Yeah, stickers too. Well, they didn't do that study yet, Sneed. Sneed, we want to have you on here.
Yeah, come on.
We want to talk about that spaceship that you sent me a picture of. Job security, baby, you got it.
yeah,
Job security. That's right.
We got 9 on Twitch and 2 on YouTube, but we had 4 on YouTube. Where'd the YouTube people
Well,
go? They
that's
came over
awesome.
to Twitch so they could type to us, I think.
Yeah,
One thing that
probably.
I'm not monitoring right now is Facebook. So let's pop that baby up and see how it's going. We're live on
Yeah,
Facebook for the first time right now on our Dope and Tape Facebook page. Pretty cool.
yeah. For the guys that are able to type in when we do our stories and stuff, or is there some kind of videos you want to see? Any like tips and tricks that we talk about that you want to see us like videos like how Bobby uses Monica,
Oh yeah,
um,
Monica. I've
some
been so caught up with
inspection.
trying to get this show going that
do
I've
y'all
been, I've
call
been slacking. Say again, Nick?
do y'all call the machine Ralph?
No, I never heard
No,
that.
I never heard that.
What?
Y'all,
Explain.
mm,
What's
just
Ralph? Because it's a rigid?
just the name. Foreman was like, "Yeah, that's Ralph."
Ralph.
Dude, I could roll with that. I might just move. We're live on Facebook. It's pretty cool. We're live on 3 platforms right now. The Dope and Tape live show, baby. So we love
That's
that you guys
right.
are watching us. Appreciate it. Oh, we got a first time chatter. The Lazy Apprentice. Bobby, you got
The
any major
lazy
blowouts you've
apprentice.
had in your career? Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, I just kind of talked about one. Um, I've seen a bunch. So at one of the recent jobs, there's usually only one spot to get water from. This is usually where the leaks would arise. It's not going to come from our sprinkler system. It's where we get the water from and where we're going to hydro. And you got to run a garden hose across a fucking brand new building to get there. And and there's every other trade and everyone's on a lift and no one wants to take blame and the hose is there and you can even hang the hose because that's what they're requiring us to do. You got to get these little hooks that hang and then the hose hangs up so it's not a trip hazard, but someone comes
Well,
down in their lift and they squish my shit and then they drive off and then the hose is running and then I get blamed. So that's something that I just dealt with. There was like some sheetrock that got moist. I would have left it. They replaced it.
So I didn't get the chance. So my worst day as an apprentice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I get it. The hand, getting stuck, almost breaking my hand. That's a big deal. But we were working on it was a new construction job at our airport in Atlanta, Hartsfield, and Jackson. And on top of it, the concourse, I want to say it's, I don't know, man, it's like 7 or 8 stories high, right? There's a there is a stairwell that has rails, right? All like that goes zigzag up, stainless steel, all the way up to the top where we're working. But we had pipe delivered that day, right? But all these trades were using the lull, so we couldn't bring the piping all the way up to the top. So my foreman handed me some gloves and gave me a couple of cans of root beer, and he said, "All right, your job is to carry this pipe from down here up there and put it in a stack neatly." So all I did was carry pipe from down on the bottom all the way up. And then what he was taking me home because he picks me up in the morning, and I was just like falling asleep. And he's like, "Don't be a bitch and fall asleep. Be a man." So
Oh, oh, so he made you stay. I'll let him sleep.
yeah,
Let's touch base
well,
on that. You let the
yeah,
apprentice sleep in the passenger seat? If you're kind of
yeah, I
going
do.
out of your way to hook him up with a free ride and all that, you let him sleep or you making him stay up?
No, no, no. We take turns napping, man.
Yeah,
So
I let the kid sleep. He's more
I'm
you get more
fast.
out of him when you get there.
Oh
Let him
yeah.
take he's got an hour snooze right now. Well, and
I want to say, man,
I can videotape him as he's sleeping and it's funny. Slam the brakes on and shit.
I took good care of my apprentice. I did, and next year I'll be getting a new one. So I'm not sure. Last one I picked, it was my sister's boyfriend. So I picked him to get in there, and I treat him like family,
Right.
and I took good care of him. I want to say
Treat them all
we'll
like
have him
family.
on
You'll
here.
need them
Yeah,
someday.
yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You might not want to run work forever, and then you just get one of them apprentices that you were an asshole to, and now you're stuck working for him, and he's gonna remember you from 20 years ago
Hmm.
being an asshole. Just be nice to him.
My first foreman asked me, applied, and you know, well, I declined that, but
Yeah.
you know,
Oh man.
I've seen enough.
Yeah, so I did just
But
tell a flood
yeah,
story earlier in this one. I got a couple of flood stories, but I don't want to give them all to you guys. Usually I can get it pretty quick. I like and now like the process over the years. Once you have a good flood and you create your own process. I'm putting air. I put air on everything. If it's ready for water, if it gets a blowback, I gotta put 50 pounds of air on it. If it holds 50 pounds of air, I'm confident that it's gonna hold 220 pounds of water.
You ever put
hmm
peppermint in the system if
Oh,
it won't?
yep, one time, and that was something that was explained to me vaguely, and I got the fucking peppermint all over me, and it was the dumbest thing that had ever fucking happened because I fucking smelled peppermint for weeks. He's like, go around and smell peppermint, and we're dumping it in. It's fucking everywhere. I don't like that trick. That's not a trick I'm into.
Oh man.
If you ever have a site crew, you gotta buddy up with the site crew. The site crew that does the jackhammers. They have a tow behind compressor, and you can get that hose. You get a couple of their hoses and their bushings. They're like these twist quick connects, and you break that baby down to 3/4, and you put it into a low point. If you can't find an open end and you turn that baby on, you'll hear it. You'll hear a
My
6-inch open end howling.
my old foreman actually has one because he does yard.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
sprinklers. Yeah.
Oh
Irrigation.
yeah.
Irrigation.
yeah,
That's a good way to blow those babies out. But that's how I'll utilize that thing to find open ends. If you have
we
like
have
a if you have a one
we,
inch open end, it will pressurize that fucking thing. It will still make pressure,
yeah we
and
have
you'll
once.
hear it hissing.
BC says he steals the hoses from suppression.
I steal the hoses from suppression. What? That doesn't. I don't, what does that mean? I steal the hoses from suppression. Like fire. You saying fire hoses? You collect fire hoses?
Who is that? BC?
Yeah, it's Chris.
Chris.
Yeah.
No, slam the brakes and scream. I gotta keep up. I gotta keep
Mm.
up with what they're talking about as we're talking.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on 50 minutes. This is fun.
Dude, this flew by, man.
This is
So,
fucking this is fun.
I think we're gonna try to do a episode on Saturday.
Yes. That's gonna
Yeah,
be. Is that gonna be our next episode? We're gonna kind of.
I think so. Guys, tell us what you think. So I posted a couple of things on my Instagram on Atlanta fire protection of like little snips and clips of the show. And do y'all like that? Um, it's just our show's gonna continue to be like this, just uncut, raw, live. We're not professional YouTubers. We're not gonna have like all that bullshit.
We got beer
We're
drinking
just
Nick
getting
tonight, baby. Look at him
yeah,
go. Suck that baby down. Woo!
nothing like
A-
beer on a Tuesday.
anybody can come on the show. Also, like, what about like I have? So if I had access to a safety guy, like a pretty like, would we be nice to him? I know the industry how they feel about safety guys, but I have like a pretty top-notch safety guy I could bring on here. I just don't know how nice we'd be to him.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
talk.
Huh? You gonna talk shit?
No, I got OSHA
you'll be
30.
nice.
OSHA 30 ain't shit. But I was like, man, I'd like to get in the safety game.
Yeah, I got my OSHA 30. That was forced upon us. I
Yeah,
think
Yeah,
mine
I
too.
I think it's good to have, but what the thing is with OSHA 30 is it just makes you responsible for your safety. That's all that was. OSHA
yeah,
10, you got hurt on the job, you can try to blame it on the job. Now you get hurt on the job, they're gonna be like, you took your OSHA 30. Why the fuck are you doing that?
Yeah, it's giving the liability from the company and the job site to you.
I'm trying to learn both fire alarm and fire sprinkler. I've been doing both for 1 year, 1.5 years now. See, that's something that doesn't happen. Like I didn't experience that. I don't learn fire alarm. It's a electrician's job up here.
So, hey, there's a question for you, Bobby, for the union.
Are you
Y'all
guys
Monday
Monday to
through
Thursday
Friday?
down there? Are you union?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Monday through
You're
Friday.
Monday through Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
I'd
union.
love to transition to and I've always for years and until we talked to Logo last night. Logo?
Yeah, logo.
Um I've always preached take off Monday. Work 4 10s, but have the Monday off. Cause listen, Monday always sucks on the job, right? Everyone's always like, "Oh, it's Monday," and then Friday's always like, "Woo, it's Friday." So I want to
Yeah.
experience that Friday
Yeah.
job site by. But I've noticed
Fuck
now
off
that I'm
Friday.
connected to a lot of people, is that yeah, Friday is like superstitious. Don't do shutdowns on Friday. I don't know. I'll do shutdowns on Friday.
Drive out Friday. Hell no.
I got a job coming up that just came on my plate where they want me to go in at like midnight, Friday night, do a pendant to upright. Then they can work on it all weekend around the clock, and then Sunday at night come back down, put the upright back to pendant. It's like
Damn.
it's overtime. It'll be I'll probably get like I'll get a minimum of 4 hours each time, but
at a shutdown at a mill or something.
oh yeah, this will be a shutdown at a hospital. It's on like a Friday night at midnight. How bad luck is that? I'm game for it. I'm
Oh,
gonna put my
Damn.
little strobe light on, and we're gonna go shut her down, baby. No trip Friday. Dry valve Friday. Always. Oh, so like a service guy will set up his dry valves for Friday?
y'all
If you,
should do little
if you trip that
like
thing.
Trip Tuesday,
Trip.
Wet Wednesday.
Oh,
Wet Wednesday.
wet Wednesday. I like that. Start sending in your flood videos.
Uh,
A lot of times people aren't video unless the flood is like uncontrollable and then it start and once the panic is done, everyone goes, "We can't shut it off." Then the videos come out, but I think 9 out of 10 times with good floods, whoever's in charge gets it shut down quick enough that we never get footage.
Yeah.
It's tough to get
I,
a good sprinkler flood footage.
I got think I got pictures. I got
Co-
pictures, not video.
Couple pics.
Send them
Yeah.
to us so we
Send
can
them.
post
Yeah, we'll
them.
post them.
Well, I got the picture of me, my black face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after you're trying to hold the hole that you drilled, it's a
Yeah.
lot. They go hand in hand. Drive
Wow.
out Friday. No trip
The
Friday. They trip themselves.
the
Resetting.
black.
If it trips themselves, then you got a leak. You got Dry valve Friday, thousands of accounts, huh? How many dry valves are tripping on a Friday? We're coming into up here in New England. We're coming into cold season. Shit's gonna start freezing, man.
Yeah, over time.
I got one customer wants they want to modify all their drum drips. So I'm gonna you shut that top valve and you go nipple T on the run and then you put the drum drip back in and then off that bull you come 04 1 by inch and a half elbow, which is really or like a reducing elbow. You use it as an increaser, and then you put an inch and a half plug in it. And the thought that these guys have is that they're going to then put a little bit of antifreeze in there, so they don't have to check it as often.
I don't think that's legal, but
That's what it went through his channels. I made the stock list. I asked a couple people if they heard about it, and that's what. Yep. So they're gonna then add a little antifreeze to the drum drips, I guess. That's how they do it. That's how all their buildings are, and that's how they want it. That's how they thought that I was. They wanted me to do
That,
it. I'm like, that's not how I do it, Bubs. That's
because
how
we
I do
don't
it.
even use like the antifreeze loops anymore. They're all taking them
yeah.
out,
Yeah.
just like hose cabinets.
Well, we had to take out a bunch of the old antifreeze.
What do you do with it? They
Yeah,
make you collect it, right?
We're supposed.
Yeah. That outfit is always fucked when you got to do with those
yeah,
antifreeze days, right? That stuff is nasty and it stinks. We had a lot of places where they did the entire thing in plastic, right to the backflow, and it passed and passed and passed for years. And then finally, someone inspector came in, can't have the CPVC exposed, and we came and redid it all. Like we made it all steel, and you had to go up into the
yeah.
wall so you couldn't see it. And then in another unit, they did part copper, part CPVC, and then they filled it with antifreeze, and the antifreeze was killing the copper, corroding it.
Murdering.
It was
Yeah.
murdering it. It was leaking everywhere. And so
Ooh,
we go there and you replace all the copper.
damn.
I don't like fucking with plastic.
Yeah. Well, we're
I'm
running up on 56 minutes or
56
57,
min
so we can
57
start
minutes,
wrapping it up.
baby. Heated drum
Guys on
drips
the
usually
feed,
in New York.
heated drum drips.
That sounds
Yeah,
expensive.
are still gonna find someone from Alaska.
Alaska. Oh yeah, we're still looking for someone from Alaska.
Yeah,
Take it. Well, we need someone
working.
from the UK, Ireland, Australia. Where you at? Someone that's
I,
doing
Yeah.
sprinklers in a different country. We'll want
we
you. We
got
want to talk to you.
we got someone from Ireland.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
I want to talk to them.
his name's
Yeah, me
David.
too.
David, heated drum drips. Yeah, I don't know about that because you gotta involve a whole nother. Huh. Yeah. So
I
this is
would
fun.
maybe electrical heat wrap, you
So
know?
we're not going live tomorrow. We're not going live Thursday. Um, there probably won't be
Friday.
time Friday unless we do one in the van during work at lunch or something.
Friday's
Yeah.
Maybe Brian and I can do like a 20-minute one at lunchtime. At
Yeah, that's cool.
what time?
and then but we'll do
I'll be
one.
in the fire
We're gonna
pump.
try to do one on Saturday at 2. What do we
Yeah,
say?
2 o'clock.
We're gonna go
Yeah, because I'll be
Saturday at
awake by
2,
then.
and we're gonna have a teacher on. We're gonna have a
That's
teacher on
awesome.
with us. And I
Is
mean we can have someone else if you want. If you want to get on, the easiest way to keep it organized for us would be to go onto the Discord and go into the signups chat and just say something in there. Also in the Discord we have it's basically a sprinkler fitter forum. I didn't think it was gonna take off that much, but I started it last night and the thing has been people have been in it all day sending pictures. There's like 20 pictures of a couple different schools in there, and people are sending funny pictures, and it's pretty cool. It's on Discord. It's our name, and it's like a forum chat room. I don't know. That's also different.
Yeah, we're trying to
Be
create
different.
a community, you know, within fire protection industry. Not doesn't even have to be pipe fitters, but if you're a fire alarm going in guy going in there, good luck. Okay, because we can't promise you anything, but it's mainly pipe fitters.
It's it. I'll bring on, if there's an electrician that wants to come on, well, I want to talk to you. We could talk to you
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
a lot of the sprinkler components won't work without fire alarm or without electrical. I mean,
Hmm.
unless you have really good city water, even if you need a fire pump, you need the electrician. You can't do it without them. So let's talk to
And
them.
I want to know, like, what's your day to day there? What's your process as a fitter? You know, as an electrician, like, or as an apprentice, like, you know, what are some of the things that they tricks that you put on the, you know, put through the apprentices, and what are the tricks they play on you? You know, let's learn something. You know, let's have some fun with these guys.
That's
But
it.
hey, share us if you're on Instagram. Share us your stories, your fire protection stories. We're on TikTok as well. We're trying to just put up some clips on TikTok
What, what's y'all's?
and as
I'm
TikTok,
sorry.
dope and tape. Same as
dope
it's spelled
and
here.
tape,
It's the same everywhere. Dope and tape, baby.
Okay.
dope and
I'm,
tape.
I'm sorry.
Facebook was tricky. Facebook told me I couldn't have my first name as Dope. I had to make my first name Dope and as one word. I tried to do first name Dope, last name Tape, and it's like, nah, that's not a real name. Like out of all the names in the world, you can't have your name as Dope. What if I name my next kid Dope? He's not gonna be able to make a Facebook.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
might
I know, right?
So
Elon.
I was able to do Dope and Tape, and then when I went on, I was able to like put a username. But we're on Facebook. I've just last night I shared a few videos from Brian's page. I shared a few videos from my page. I'm pretty sure it's just redirecting you back to Instagram, but we'll start posting on all these things together. And this video is live on Facebook. And it was live on Twitch. It's live on YouTube. All the replays should save in those corresponding social media. Whatever one you want to watch us, we have it.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on. We appreciate it, and we'll see you Saturday. And message us on Instagram if you have any questions or if you want to be on the show. As but like Bobby said, the Discord is the best way to go.
Yeah, there's a sign. If you go in there, you got a main chat room, which is going crazy. We made a spot where apprentices can ask questions. And I know I see apprentices on Facebook trying to ask questions, and they get murdered in the message in the comment section. Like it's just so much. That's not going to be here. You'll probably get some real answers. So if you got a
Yeah,
question, if you're a fitter and you got I probably should make that just questions, because if you're a fitter, you can ask a question too.
absolutely. Doesn't matter.
And then the
And you
sign-ups are right
know,
below it. And we want you to sign up. I'm searching for people. Um,
yeah, come on.
we're lucky we had Teague on standby. A couple guys fell through, so shout out to Teague coming on. It's been real. It's been fun. We want Sneed to come on.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
What do you
man.
guys got against old people? Oh yeah, so he's talking about the guy in England, Nick. Chris says we got a guy in England, the old fella. We'll take an old
Oh,
fella. An old fella on Zoom. We got to make sure he can get on Zoom.
yeah, Lee.
Lee.
Yeah.
I really
That,
want to talk to other sprinkler fitters from other countries. I want to talk to you guys too, but I want to talk to sprinkler fitters from other countries, and I think you guys want to hear about them, hear from them.
yeah, he's in England.
England. All right. Yeah. So here we are. We're an hour and 2 minutes. That like flew by. Just shooting the shit.
Flew by so fast. All right, thank you, Nick. Appreciate you coming on.
And thank you to everyone that's watching and commenting and sharing and DMing and all you guys. This is awesome.
Thanks,
We're
guys.
doing this together. So the Dope and Tape show, over and out. Have a good night.